Alright guys, so welcome to this weekly recap, and this one we're going to talk about week commencing the 18th of May, where I've took one win, which was an intraday swing position, which I'm going to talk through, a break-even trade, as well as a loss this week. And to be honest, the price action's not been great this week, maybe something to do with the Iran and the US conflict, but nonetheless we'll get into it. If there's any questions, please don't forget to comment below. And of course, if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. We'll get onto the charts. Alright, so here we are on the charts. First of all, we're going to go to DXY. I'm just going to replay it back to the start of the week, which is the 18th. And you can see here that we are very bullish on DXY. Just to build a bit of a narrative on this, we've swept lows here, so liquidity here on the high time frames. And we've displaced higher, creating bullish order flow here on the daily and also the weekly. And on previous weeks, I was waiting for this weekly fair value gap to get respected. It didn't. It got actually disrespected here. Not convincingly, however, we do have a weekly order block. So price tapped into this weekly order block. We displaced on the weekly and also the daily. So for me, I was overall looking for buys this week on DXY, and obviously, of course, that means shorts on EU and GU. So for me, I was looking for something like this. A tap into this, actually, let me just go back. This is a daily fair value gap because the weekly is not finished yet. So this is a daily fair value gap here. I was looking for a tap into this. This daily fair value gap, and we also had one here as well, very small one here. So I was looking for something like this basically to happen. Okay, we had clear targets ahead. We're bullish, disrespecting bearish fair value gaps here as well, and it's quite clear, you know, from this move, this is a retracement into the weekly order block to push higher. So that was kind of my context behind the trade. Okay, so as Monday prints out, I'm going to go into the 1 hour here. This was something I actually spotted while I was in the gym. I had a very busy day on Monday. And in short, I was looking at this 1 hour fair value gap just here. Very, very skinny one just here on the 1 hour. And also there is a 2 hour one as well, as you can see. It's a bit bigger, but it's here. And as 7 a.m. came in, let's go back to the 1 hour now. We can see here that price action started to push through this just here. And when I saw this move, I'm just going to London time, this move at 7 a.m., the aggressiveness of this move, I kind of got in early. I could see here that this candle had filled the fair value gap, and you can see this candle was starting to come lower, right? So in the back of my head, I'm starting to think actually this is going to get disrespected. And the whole narrative of this, you know, as I've explained my idea, the swing idea that I had in mind was something to this. Now, what I ended up doing was actually catching the retracement here. It actually didn't go this low, something like that. I was catching this move here, and then I was going to come out from this daily fair value gap to then take this, right? That was kind of the plan. So price action disrespects the 1 hour fair value gap, and when I see this here, I'm looking on the Euro. I looked on GU first of all because GU had more strength. And this was the trade idea. Now, this is for me an intra swing. The reason for that is because, you know, it's happening on a day. I believe that the trade idea is going to happen within a day. I don't know if it's going to hit TP within a day or it's going to be longer. But also the more important thing is that my stop loss is bigger. All right, so my stop loss is 44 pips on this. Okay, and you can see here this plays out quite nicely on GU, like so, and hits TP. And you can see what happens with DXY. It comes this low, very close, but look what happens. It starts to actually reverse. Doesn't actually hit the daily fair value gap. Very, very close, right? You can see GU, you know, that starts to reverse as well. So I came out at the right time. So that was the trade. I shared them on the screen now. And I did actually take a break even on EU on the same trade idea, okay? So for me, that's on GU, that's fine, that's hit TP. And then for this one here, you can see it just didn't have the strength to go higher. And that's because on this particular day, the euro was much weaker than the pound. Okay, so you can see it just didn't make it. and I actually got stopped out break even around about here. So I was already out of the trade. Even though we saw this move here, I was already out by this point, and that is the break-even trade. Okay, so at this point of the week, I'm up quite significantly. Great start to the week, and also at this point, it's even clearer to me that I think we're actually going to come lower. And at this point, I actually start to think this is inducement. Okay, now inducement for me is where people are going long here, maybe a bit more, just play it forward a bit. So people are now thinking, actually, we have got low of the week in here. It's not even tapped the daily fair value gap, but I believe this is inducement where a lot of people are going long, seeing this move here, thinking that this is low of the week. Now for me, because I've been caught out by inducement before, I'm thinking actually that's not a trade worth taking. And a lot of people on my TikTok lives were talking about going long from here. I stayed out, okay? And the reason for this, when I saw this move here, I was like, okay, maybe I was right on this time, right? Because of inducement, I stayed out. I'm glad I stayed out at this point. And also we had not tapped this daily fair value gap. It's created liquidity here, forcing people to go along or tricking people to go along, and actually starting to come down now. So we've now created a 4-hour fair value gap, and this is the loss that I actually took, and I'll share on the daily time frame in a second what happens. But this is the 4-hour fair value gap, and for this one it was on Thursday. So play it forward a little bit, and in short, this is the idea. Very simple. This is going to be an intraday trade. It wasn't going to be an intra swing trade, but you can see something like that to come down. Okay, that was the idea. Now we're waiting for a tap into this 4-hour fair value gap. Not yet. There, we get that tap into that 4-hour fair value gap. Now for me, I'm looking for a 15-minute displacement. I'm just going to play it back, printed the 4-hour. And you can see here we've got this 15-minute fair value gap. Now I'm waiting for this to get ran through, okay? So as we play it forward, we get the displacement, we get the disrespect. That for me is a good signal. So this is where I go into EU, and you can see it's done the opposite. And also if we go on the 4-hour in EU as well, we can see here that we've got a 4-hour fair value gap. It looks like it's respecting as well. We get the displacement on the 15-minute. We've also run through this bearish one here. So again, this is a good trade for me. A+ setup. Stop loss covering the lows like so. You could have actually covered this low if you wanted to as well, the 4-hour low. That's completely fine. But obviously you're going to get more R of the trade if you cover this. And basically targeting this daily fair value gap. So you can see price pushing good, comes back down. We've also created a bullish 15-minute point of interest or fair value gap there, and price, as you can see, just fails, right? You can see, and then I get stopped out eventually just here. Okay, so that was the loss I took. And if we go into DXY, you can see again this is the trade down, and it just reverses and goes back up. Now, I would have took that trade all day long if it presented itself. If you look on the previous YouTube videos, I've took a very similar trade for intraday positions. But if we look on the, even at this point, a lot of people were thinking, we're going to go long again, right? And, you might put your stop loss there, like so, but you can see what happens, right? It starts to come down again. So we're obviously consolidating, and this becomes a lot clearer when we look on the daily. Now this is a barcode, right? Price action is just not moving. I'm just going to play it forward once more. Here we are right now. So this is, I'm recording this on a Saturday the 23rd, and you can see price has just gone nowhere, right? It's a barcode. It's not looking good whatsoever, and this could be because Iran and the US are in negotiations again about this peace deal. So yeah, bad price action, really poor price action this week. I was able to catch a winner on Monday, which was decent. Break even on Monday as well, and obviously the loss on Thursday. So overall, it's a good week. I'm up, but it is frustrating price action to say the least. So hopefully this helps. This is a bit of a recap. If there's any questions on this, let me know. Hopefully you have got value. Comment below if you've got any questions, and if you have got value, give a thumbs up as well. For now, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Hoping these are helping you, and hopefully next week we get some better price action. I'll see you on the next one.